Caitlin, kick it off. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Geeks Who Like Sports Mashup. As always, I'm Ray Carsillo, joined by my best friend in the entire world over in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Elias. Lee, we got a great one. This is a great one you came up with, buddy. Which geek character would make the best Super Bowl commercial? We, of course, are now several days removed from the Super Bowl. We talked about some of our favorite commercials during the Super Bowl on this week's episode. Be sure to check it out wherever you listen or watch your podcasts. But Lee, kick it off. What geek character would you, in your opinion, make the best Super Bowl commercial?
Well, we have to start by mentioning that Deadpool has automatically been disqualified as he is from
100%.
every mashup because Deadpool is almost always the answer on the mashup. So he's been disqualified. Yes. And we have a second disqualification this week. For those of you who know, I'm a huge fan of Booster Gold. If you have not looked that up and listened to this show, I don't know how that has happened. One of my favorite characters from the DC universe. And he's been disqualified. He's a futuristic being. He comes back because he's kind of already done it. His whole gimmick in comics is he has advertisements. So I'm disqualifying him because he'd be a great answer for it. Yes. Ray, I'm going to tell you, I've got several written down here. Some of these I think would work for real. Right? Like if Disney wanted to jump in and do these, my first one, when you make a Super Bowl commercial that lasts, you got to have a celebrity that kind of everyone knows. Everyone knows this person. And there's got to be a message that you're going to remember. So my first person is Hulk, representing Calm, the app. I could see him, smashing things, and then all of a sudden, it's Matthew McConaughey. You're listening,
right. Or maybe it's more like Bruce Banner, really, for the Calm app.
No, it's Hulk turning into Bruce Banner, right?
Coming back down,
Hulk uses Calm to calm down, right? You could even work in Black Widow as the voice on Calm on this if you really wanted to get deep, right? But I think that would actually be a brilliant Super Bowl ad. Really. Some of my other ones are a little funny and like stretch the truth. Right. But Hulk for Calm, or the banner for Calm, or Hulk and his son that everyone forgot about from the end of She-Hulk.
Scar.
Scar for Calm. Everybody's got to remember that. Hulk has a son now, and everyone forgot about it.
I know. Oh, goodness. Well, that's a very good one. I really like that. That is a great idea. I am also going into the Marvel Universe. And because I wear glasses, and I thought about who else wears glasses, and I thought Cyclops for Ray-Bans. Because remember, when he doesn't have his visor on, he's usually wearing sunglasses. To me, nobody needs sunglasses. Durable, strong, protective lenses like Cyclops. So I use, as producer Caitlin spells Cyclops wrong.
Completely wrong. It's insanely wrong, but that's okay. We're gonna let it go. Caitlin, not the biggest comic book fan in the world. She's looking it up right now. It starts with a C.
It's all fine. Right. Cyclops if you're watching the matchup on
Caitlin, we're keeping this in. That is a massive mistake, but it's also a great one.
Yes, it's also again Greek mythology. It's like the Greek mythology Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Yes, she did it. He's not a mentalist, Caitlin. He shoots lasers out of his eyes.
Yeah. Cyclops. Wow. That is an epic one. For those of you listening, you're going to have to check this one out online. PSYCLOPS. We are making fun of her too much. She keeps the show together. There it is. It's been corrected. But that was worth the 2-minute joke.
Absolutely.
Again, we're laughing at her, but everyone's laughing at us because we're nerdy enough to know this.
Right.
So that's just Cyclops for Ray-Ban is brilliant.
I'm sorry, producer Caitlin. I had to call you out on that.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right.
Because here's the thing. We also got to remember, we got to keep our geek cred up in case somebody tried. It's like, it's not our fault. We are not in charge of the graphics here.
No. Cyclops. That was definitely one of those ones that she knows she should have double checked and didn't double check. And it's okay.
To be fair, also to producer Caitlin, she is doing this on the fly.
On the fly.
Me and Lee have not told her what our answers are to the mashup.
It's true.
Even though we knew what the mashup was for a little bit today, we did not tell her what our answers were. So she is, to her credit, doing this on the fly.
The real question I have for her, and she'll text this, is did you look up Ray-Ban but not Cyclops? Did you look up how to write Ray-Ban correctly but not Cyclops? We'll get that answer momentarily here. She said, no, she did not. There you go. All right. My next one, Ray, is funny to me. All right. So Bo-Katan from the Star Wars universe, epically sat in a chair waiting for the Mandalorian to arrive. So I have Bo-Katan for Lazy Boy. Lazy Boy recliner.
Perfect.
Right? And because that pose that she's in is kind of now Star Wars lore.
Yes.
Bo-Katan, that's Bokatan if anybody needs to know. For Lazy Boy with a Z, Lazy boy. I've got several more here, Ray. Why don't we keep going?
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, goodness. I want to make sure I got the product right for this. If I could type with my fat fingers. Yeah, okay. So for this one to me was kind of an easy one. And Catwoman for Tidy Kitty Cat Litter.
Look
Right? Like, to me,
perfect.
and exactly, and really any cat product, but particularly, I feel like she has a ton of cats.
Yeah.
Right? She herself is a cat. In Batman Returns, she falls into a giant vat of kitty litter, a truckload of kitty litter. And yeah, but I think that for me, Catwoman.
Are you thinking Pfeiffer? Is there a specific Catwoman in mind, or are you just thinking any of them?
I think
Zoe
any
Kravitz, you can go a lot of different ways with it.
I think if it's going to be a live action one, I would go Pfeiffer, but I believe
she was the most cat-like of all of them. Yes.
But I definitely think, like, I just think in the comics and cartoons, even in general, that Catwoman would also work. But if we're going live action, we're going either if not Michelle Pfeiffer, we're going back in time and getting classic Julie Newmar from the Adam West.
I will say this though, as a side note, that if you have not seen Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, for that type of character in that era, it might be the greatest comic performance of all time. In the way that she was able to emulate that. That is an insanely hard character to pull off well.
Yep.
And she did it at a time when those characters were quite literal and they're just, the way they did things. Halle Berry went ultra literal and it did not work. But it definitely did work for Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay, moving on. Ray, this next one is one of my favorite ones. But this one's a little bit kind of got to go back in time, right? So got to go back to the 90s hockey era where it was very tough and very rough, right? And Fox did these great commercials where it was, bowling would be better if it were hockey. And in the commercial, this woman is about to bowl and the other bowler comes out and checks her down. And it's funny. Wolverine's one of my favorite characters. I have a son named Logan. He has a great catchphrase. So it's Wolverine for the NHL on Fox in the 90s. With the what I do is not very nice. I'm really good at what I do. It's not very nice. Then there's something happens where he's playing hockey, and at the end he just looks at the camera and goes, "I'm Canadian."
Yes, yeah. That's true. The funny thing is my next one was Wolverine.
Oh, really? Well, and mine plays right into like X-Men 97 too. Like this all works, right?
For sure. And also, you could do this from Wolverine from any era though, because you mentioned he is Canadian.
Yes.
So to me, Wolverine, even though it takes like a full bottle for him to get drunk because of his healing factor, so it goes through him very quickly, I'm thinking he's got to be the spokesman for Crown Royal Canadian whiskey.
Unbelievable. I'm on my 25th cup. Nothing's happened.
Right.
Crown Royal won't get you drunk.
This is the smoothest whiskey that I can
drink a lot of whiskey in a short amount of time and be fine. No, it's a great point you bring up, Ray. Hey, quick side note, geek note. Apparently when they were making the Wolverine standalone film, the studio, this just goes to how so stupid studios can be. I was just reading this the other day. The studio was debating to make Wolverine American and to say, why can't he just be from Alaska? And someone had the guts and wisely said, because the fan base will kill you. Wolverine is Canadian. And whoever that hero is, I believe it was one of the directors or something like that. So somebody said something.
I think it was Bryan Singer. I think as bad as Bryan Singer maybe as a person or whatever, he is a legit X-Men fan and tried his damnedest on those first two films.
For whatever reason, he nails MCU properties, but not DCU properties. But I just wanted to share that with the audience because it just goes to show you some of these people have no idea what they're doing with these properties.
They wear a suit and work at a movie studio, they are a moron.
Yes,
it's that simple.
All right, my next one. I got two more and then a couple off ones, but Jean Grey has to do an Advil commercial. Has to.
Oh, brilliant!
Right? Yeah. When I'm using telekinesis and I can't handle it because I have the Phoenix inside of me and I don't know how to control it yet, Advil gets me through my day.
Yeah.
Maximum strength, of course.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So Jean Grey for Advil is one I would do.
That's a good one. Another good one. There's a lot of legal ads on TV nowadays. And especially here in LA, there's a ton of them. I see.
Do you have
all the
John
time.
Morgan in LA?
Call Jacob. No, it's Jacob out here. It's called Jacob. Everybody's got called Jacob, right?
We have John Morgan.
Yeah. There's all these kinds of oh god, there's a bunch of them. I see them all the time. There's one dude, they all have nicknames. There's one dude, like his name's like Sweet Phil or something. I can't remember. I don't know. But he's an injury lawyer. Who's the best lawyer? The lawyers of the MCU.
Yeah, come together.
I want She-Hulk and Daredevil to have their own specific injury law firm, like in the MCU.
Oh man.
And have
Hulk
a great
and Devil.
commercial.
Hulk and Devil and Hulk. You could call it that. The law offices of Hulk and Devil.
There you
go. It sells itself. I mean, it's like almost like they should have made a TV show about it, but made it good.
Yeah.
Amazing if that would have worked. I mean, look, you know what? Looking at it now, that totally would have worked if they had done She-Hulk and Daredevil together, like Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
But no, they had to screw that up.
Well, that was the best episode of the series, in my opinion.
Easily. And they totally did it right. Okay, we got Hulk, we got Wolverine, Jean Grey, Bo-Katan. My next two are kind of funny. I think it would be funny. I don't know if this would work, but if you wrote it correctly, it would. Anakin Skywalker for like Travelocity or some travel company, but he keeps ending up in sand. Right? Because we all know that Anakin Skywalker doesn't like sand.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's something where either he keeps ending up in sand or he has to find a new destination that's not full of sand. It could even be Mustafar. I don't care. But Anakin Skywalker insert your own travel company here. At least for the Star Wars fans, that would be unbelievably funny. I don't know if it's worth $7 million to make. Right. And then, Ray, I'm just going to quickly throw my other one out there, too. You know that Ohtani commercial that we got 600 times a game for what was it? Who was it? New Balance? Who was he doing it with? I think it was New Balance, right?
I don't even remember. It might have been probably New Balance. They're one of the bigger baseball sponsors.
It was just like endless, right? And he has I think it would be funny, and I think this fits, Ray, that if Ohtani and Superman did a baseball commercial together, and I think the idea would be they keep breaking the bats. Right. And so like whoever you want it to be. I mean, East, I don't know who the top bat seller is now, but the idea is like this bat doesn't break. Even Superman can hit a home run without breaking this bat. Yeah. And Ohtani, that would work for me.
That, or you know that reminds me of? It reminds me of the Seinfeld and Superman American Express commercials.
I remembered that one, and it was brilliant, right?
Yes.
And it worked. Right. Yeah. So that came to my mind, and that's why I said, when I was thinking of Superman, I was like, no, he'd have to appear with somebody. Mm-hmm. Superman and Ohtani in a baseball bat commercial, I mean, that would go viral very quickly. A lot better than him just on a field throwing a baseball and hitting it with New Balance gear on. And then speaking in insanely broken English, about whatever he's doing. So it would work with LA. He's out there. Ohtani, you can save Warner Brothers. Get him out of there.
I know.
But those are all my picks. There's many more we could do here, Ray, but I want to hear your last.
Absolutely. Yeah, the last one I've got is just speaking of trying to save Warner Brothers. This is something that Zaslav probably won't even pull the plug on. A Bugs Bunny commercial selling produce, carrots.
That's really good. Yeah, produce junction.
Yeah,
that's really good, Ray. You can't just eat any. You can have FUD in it. Easily have more FUD in this.
Absolutely. You do the Looney Tunes for produce and for carrots in particular.
Our producer writes Bugs Bunny for carrots, which sounds like a political ad, but I think 100%. I thought about the guys like Captain America. I'm like, if he's not running for president, I don't really want to see him on a commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, these are really fun, but I bet all of you out there have a lot of different options. So we want to know what you think. Right, that was very in sync this week. I think we're getting that down. All right, we want to know what you think.
Closer. We're getting
Comment below what you would love to see. Tell us a description. We'll share them maybe on the next episode if we can of Geeks Who Like Sports. This is a good topic, and as all of our mashups are, by the way. I'm just saying. Let us know what you think. I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. This was a great one. And absolutely perfect and fit with the theme of the week because we're post Super Bowl now. We're into the NFL off season, but of course we got a lot more going on.
NHL regular season.
Yep, we got hockey, we got basketball, we got baseball. Baseball pitchers and catchers have reported by the time this airs. So
and wrestling.
It's a fun time. It's a fun time to be a geek. It's a fun time to be a sports fan. So that's why we are the Geeks Who Like Sports. So for Lee, I'm Ray, and this has been this week's Mashup. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Dun 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 dun.